Wagwan people, yeah, man. Me say man, Mr. B man. I want to talk about this integrity commission thing. Because it appears that once the conversation involves people who we prefer, who have a preference or politically and otherwise, then it's a conversation that you will do everything in our power for try to kill it. On the table recently is a investigation by the Integrity Commission with respect to a sitting politician who now just so happens to be the Prime Minister. The problem is that we seem not to recognize that having established these entities, that them have a role and responsibilities that them have to play. And of course, the Integrity Commission had been doing some investigative work against Andrew Holness, who just so now happens to be the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Problem is that when the issue that is at hand took place would have been some years ago when he was Minister of Education. No, remember, it's an investigation, and the commission is mandated to do these investigations. The problem with these investigations is that the political system, same ones that people like a Holness and a Portia or a PJ or a Eddie Siaga help establish, is that what they do is that the sitting politicians utilize the tools that they have at their disposal to block these investigations. So you prevent information to be presented to the commission in doing their investigations. And what the thing does is that it gets dragged out over and over. The issue, though, is one about corruption, and we shouldn't lose sight of the fact. Transparency International looks at Jamaica or ranks Jamaica as the fifth most corrupt country in the world. That is not a speculation, that's a matter of fact. And the Transparency International speaks at length about, the nature to which the corruption is ingrained in the country, because a lot of it have to do with elected officials, and that include our ministers of government and senators and so on, right? And a lot of people who find themselves in public office. We also need to recognize that corruption comes to in multiple forms, from the policeman who take a bribe for turn down a ticket or for hold somebody responsible for committing an offense, to a company that has politicians embedded within the political process, so that when decisions are being made, they are right at the table and are able to benefit firsthand from the information, which they then use that to make their companies even more profitable. That is corruption. We also, as a country, want to look at corruption again from the perspective of a lot of our people who go into politics. You need to establish where they're coming from. What is their wealth? The average politician in Jamaica don't earn more than about $5 or $6 million a year, Jamaican, with the Prime Minister probably coming in at about 10, 12 million. And so when you start to look at these people in terms of their earnings relative to the lifestyle, we're not doing the country any service when somebody's lifestyle is not consistent with the money that they're being paid in terms of income. What is worse is that when you know that these particular individuals don't have in their antecedents any instances where they're beneficiaries of any largesse, dead left money, beneficiary of any kind of lump sum family money where them dead left and thing. And so somebody comes through the door and is working as a government officer or whatever the job, and then all of a sudden their lifestyle that them living is way, way in excess of what they're being paid. The country have a responsibility to know where you get the money from. And anybody who don't believe that is correct, you need to go live somewhere else. Because you cannot be talking about wanting Jamaica to transform. You can't be talking about a place where there's equity if you're not prepared to embrace that kind of approach, right? We're not go after anybody in particular. What we say is that we need transparency, because it is with true transparency that you can stop corruption. Again, we're the fifth most corrupt frigging country in the world. And so when a man, police can detect almost 100 gonna come through the wharf, which was about 3 weeks ago. And remember, this is just one shipment, one month. So try and imagine if the police only intercept like 10% of the shipments, that there were 9 other shipments like that went through the door. Now, no little barefoot man can bring in gun in a Jamaica. And so that's what corruption is all about. We need to address these issues. And when we put these commissions into place, because the spotlight is now on somebody that you like, and what we then start to do is to impugn the integrity of the members of the commission. The people who make up the Integrity Commission are some of the most eminent Jamaicans that you can think of. And so when we look at this thing and we start to say, the man about the politics and so on, who are the members of the Integrity Commission? Wayne Powell, a man who has been bestowed with an order of distinction, a man who have more than 45 years of experience in the banking industry, right? We have 2 senior judges, retired judges, Justice Lloyd Hibbert, a Queen's Counsel, and a member of the Order of Distinction, Commander class. Then you have Justice Seymour Panton, again, Order of Jamaica, right? Of course, you also have, apart from being an Order of Jamaica and a member of the Order, Commander of the Order of Distinction, you also have Pamela Monroe Ellis, eminent individual in terms of the accounting profession and our background. And of course, there's my very good friend, somebody I've known for all my life, Eric Crawford, another man who has, sterling career in the accounting profession, Price Waterhouse man and thing. And so we start to impugn, all kind of innuendos against these people because they dare to finalize an investigation against somebody, a politician that you like. You can't have it both ways. And so we need to address those things. The Wemname who is on who's basically now on the chopping block because of the reports, the integrity, the whole Integrity Commission. Now we want to abandon this because again, these people dare to come after people who are. We cannot have it both ways. You cannot be saying on the one hand that because they come after somebody who is your political favorite, I really couldn't care less who it is. If somebody has behavior that portends to corruption, remember the law requires that if these people have started an investigation, that they must finalize it. And the law also requires that the report must be presented to Parliament. Whatever happens after that, happen, right? But we are talking as if people single out Mr. Holness because whatever. The fact is that if the thing not look good, it need to be investigated. And when we do is we allow the chips to fall where they may. That the report may have been overdue and long in coming is one thing. We need to recognize that you cannot have it both ways, because corruption is the place in which all of our criminal problems are gestated from. It is the incubator, right? So if you have politicians who have demonstrated their tendency towards corruption, they need to be fleshed out. The same prime minister is on record of talking about, people who have betrayed the public trust and so on, a number of whom are in his in his own administration. Most of these people, though, have been sidelined, never brought to any kind of justice. Look at Reed. Reed is sitting down there with almost $500 million worth of charges of, misuse of public funds. And we have heard nothing about it. These things are the problems that we have in Jamaica. And if we, because it's a political organization that you like or that I don't support it, the minute I bring it up is politicking. That's bullshit, right? What we need to do as Jamaicans is to learn to call a spade a spade. I don't care who the person is, whether if it's me, my brother, lock up his ass, right? But if we have a responsibility and we have these agencies that we give them this kind of power, we need to allow them to do them work, right? Let the chips fall where they may. That's the only way we're going to transform this country, right? Think about it. Tell me what you think. And if you, like what I say, if you disagree with me, let me say your disagreement. State it in the comment section as you respond to the video. But if you like the video, hit the like button and, share, right? And if not, if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel. Let me hear what I say, right? Peace, respect.